Hi everyone, this is E, the Empty Nester. Today we're going to talk about planting Dills Giant Atlantic. It's a really large pumpkin that can weigh up to 1,000 pounds plus or minus, and takes a long growing season. For a jump start, the Able Gardener did a challenge back in I can't remember if it was probably February, to see if anybody would grow a pumpkin, and we can compare results at the end of the growing season. So she started one in February. She's in California, so her climate's a lot warmer, and I started one March 1st right here in the house. And today I'm gonna show you tomorrow how I check temperatures and tried hardening off some of the plants. But first I'll show you how I plant or transplant the pumpkin today. Normally you would just put plastic on the soil or warm up your soil or wait till it's 60 some degrees and plant the pumpkin directly in the ground. But to get a head start, this is how I'm doing it. This stump area here by the onions, those are the white multipliers, Egyptian and potato onions, and they like lots of nitrogen. I'm gonna go ahead and put the one Dills Atlantic pumpkin here, and in keeping with the no dig method, I'm gonna put humus and manure here. Pumpkins are heavy feeders and lots of nitrogen, so I'm just going to rake back the mulch I put here and pull out the free vegetation. Trying to build up a little nest right here. This stump will help protect it from being blown away with the wind. I don't want the stalk to break. Make sure that this stuff in the bags come clumped up. And then I'm supposed to get a trailer load of manure. My daughter's supposed to be bringing one as soon as she gets the trailer back from a friend. But I'll put composted cow manure on this too. Just like a little bird's nest too. Let me go get the plant. I'll be right back. I put the 2 seeds in this container March 1st, and look at this, already flowering. And if you take a look right here, this is a male flower. Male flowers usually come out first, and then the females come out later. They'll have a little bit of bulb on the back side of it, and that's where the pumpkin will be born from. Let's see if I can get this out without disturbing it too much. And just carefully set in there and bring this up around it. But if you look at the bottom leaves right here, see how brown they are? These are the cotyledon leaves. These two right here. They're what a plant is sustained on for the first few weeks or a few months of its life. And this right here is the second leaf. That's a true leaf. And that means this plant's already used all the nutrition that it had in here. And basically a seed comes with all the nutrients that it needs. That's why you don't need fertilizer for a seed, because Mother Nature made it so that they could take care of themselves. I'm gonna get it pointed this direction, so if it vines, I can just vine it around this tree, and hopefully all the pumpkins will just form right here, and I'll limit it to one pumpkin because it's a giant Atlantic, and it's supposed to be a 1,000-pound pumpkin, you know, as far as that's what it was bred for, or the biggest selling point for it, you know, one of the world's biggest pumpkins. But now I'll get some mulch and put on here. And I normally don't use black plastic on plants, but since this is a heat-loving plant and there's a risk, you know, some of the nighttime temperatures are going to be in the 50s, where this needs at least 60 and above to be happy. So I'm going to try to make this as warm as possible for it in here. Let me grab the mulch. Okay, I'm back with the wood chips. This is basically, it's called Ramil wood chips, and they're the tree branches. They were cut from a maple tree from our neighbors last year, and there's actually added benefits to using the branch versus the whole tree. If you look at this right here, it's already breaking out down already into some soil and compost, and it's got fungal action happening already where it'll get this pile connected up to the food growing web really quick and get a lot of health into the soil. You'll find, right now I don't see any worms, but this will attract worms and get everything nice and happy in here. What I'm debating on, instead of putting the black plastic on it, because it was like 61 Fahrenheit underneath the black plastic and 59 underneath the wood chips over there when I tested them. I think what I'll do is just put hoops over this and put white plastic over it at nighttime to keep it warm, or see if I can keep it warmer. But that's basically it. Let me go ahead and get the other one put into, this one, as you can see, it's kind of shady right now, first thing in the morning, and then the full sun will come in, and then the mulberry over there may cast a shadow to this area, but this is pretty much a full sun area. I'm going to take the other one to the backyard where it's definitely full sun all day. Look what I found on the way back here at Crawdad, our crayfish house. It's being freshly built. All mud. I wonder if he'll come out where we can see him. But we'll go over there and get the pumpkin in. Okay, back with the wood chips. This grass we've been letting the grass back here grow so that we can get enough to mulch the beds with. Because the grass will dry onto the beds and then provide a protective cover against weeds growing through, and it'll also keep the soil a lot warmer and add compost nutrients as it breaks down. And some people will say that the grass or straw that I use robs the soil of nutrients or nitrogen. Look, we've got paparazzi. Today it's ducks, or geese I should say. That's it. The only thing you have to worry about is planting something that might crossbreed with this. Look at the size of that worm. He's still sleeping. Good sized night crawler. Let's make sure he gets in here and gets to work. Let's go back to the other side and I'll show you how I'm gonna hoop them. I've got these wires that are basically hoops. I got them at Morgan County Seed, and they were like 89 cents a piece. I'm just going to put them together like this and tie them in the center and be able to put plastic over this plant at nighttime, prevent it from getting too cold. If I were to put it over during the day, I risk the chance of major overheating. So this is do it at night and take it off during the day. Unless it's freezing outside, then, you know, I'll just get like a bread tie and tie it right here and drape plastic over it. In the past, I would just take it for granted April 15th as the last frost date and go ahead and start planting, because all the tomatoes and stuff are out at the stores for sale. But now that we have the internet, you can look at forecasts like in the next 10 days, temperatures at nighttime right here on Wednesday is going to be 54, 51, 56, and then on May 3rd there's 47, May 1st 48. Pumpkins and tomatoes don't like that kind of temperature, and it'll possibly just make them sit there and sulk and stunt their growth. So you basically want to keep the soil in the 60s by using a ground cover, or wait till you know for a fact that the soil is going to stay in the 60s. If you take a look at tonight's reading down here, all the way into, let's see, 11 p.m., it's 48 Fahrenheit. Wait a second, let me see what this list up here says. Dew point feels like, okay, temperature is the first one. It looks like 67 degrees, so the first night for the pumpkin is going to be really good out there. Perfect temperatures, because it's going to be 81 today, and that's really hot for spring. So more than likely cabbage will start bolting. But if you'd like to join in on growing a big pumpkin this year, just let me know in the comments and put up some videos of you starting your pumpkin and harvesting your pumpkin, and we can all have fun. It was that simple. Thanks for watching today. I really appreciate your views and your comments. I hope you all are doing well, and happy gardening.